Have you noticed that your toddler who is over 18 months old still struggling to find their feet to walk? They don't seem to like to put weight through their leg. Wondering, is it that clicky hip that's now coming back to trouble your little one? Hi there, it's Neesha from My Favourite Physio. In today's video, I'm jumping in to share with you 3 key signs to look out for to rule out whether your child's clicky hip is the cause for them not quite walking yet. So here at My Favourite Physio, we see lots of little ones for their hips and for concerns that they're not quite walking yet. Every now and then, unfortunately, we come across a little one who has been struggling to learn to walk because their hips have not been well developed. So they had clicky hips, or medically known as developmental dysplasia of the hips, when they were born, and unfortunately was not treated at that point in time in that newborn period of 6 to 12 weeks old. So now the little one has progressed to being 18 months and older. Usually it's between 18 months and 2 years old, where parents have been patiently waiting for their child to learn to stand and walk, and now it's not looking quite right. So if that sounds like your little one, here is 3 things you can look out for. The first is to check if your little one's hips seem to clunk when you move them. So lots of parents will be doing this at home. They would be bending their toddler's knees up and down and finding sometimes they hear that click or clunk when they're doing that. If that's the case, that clunk could indicate that your baby's hip is actually jumping in and out of socket, which is what developmental dysplasia of the hip is. So it's really important, if you feel that clunk or you hear click, even when your child's sitting there kicking their legs around, you could hear clunk or a click, that's a warning sign, and you really should see an expert pediatric physiotherapist or your pediatrician about it. The second sign to look out for is when you move your little one's hips, see if you can get full range through it. So I'm going to move this baby doll to show you. If you bend your toddler's hips and you're not able to get them outright down where their knees touch the mat, then it may be that your child's hips are limited in range of movement. So, if they opened out only one way to this far and the other side all the way down, we would be concerned about this hip. That could possibly have developmental hip dysplasia in that hip. So have a look if your child's got full range. Most toddlers and children are very flexible. They would be able to open out fully. If your child is not opening their hips out fully on one side or both sides, that's a warning sign. You really need to see your pediatrician or an expert pediatric physiotherapist. The third sign is you might find that your toddler is walking, but they seem to have this waddling gait. So when they walk, they seem to waddle from side to side. Now that waddling gait is also one of those signs that perhaps their hips is pumping in and out. And for some kids, if their hips are out, they will not be able to take weight on their feet. So if your little one has had clicky hips at birth and no one's follow up on it, and you're now 18 months to 2 years old, and you see any of these 3 signs where there's a clunking or clicking in their hip, where their hips don't open up easily, or they have a waddling gait, or they're not even wanting to put weight through their feet, you really need to see a pediatrician or an expert pediatric physiotherapist. So if you would like to speak to one of our expert pediatric physiotherapists here at My Favourite Physio, the number to ring is 02-9790-4233. And if you know somebody out there who has a toddler that they're really worried about for a while now, why don't you like and share this video with them? Until next time, have a lovely day. Bye.